Oh, what a way to kick things off. There goes LA Knight right to Breakker. You got to imagine though that Knight's still feeling the sting of losing that $1 million championship.
Oh, no. First of all, it's got Ted DiBiase off his tail. Secondly, he's just 3 seconds away from becoming NXT champion in tonight's matchup. So I'll say life is going pretty well for LA Knight.
Life might not be pretty well, Wade. You can take a look right now. Breakker just about took the head off LA Knight.
Yeah, Knight's having the wit squeezed out of him by that vicious headlock. I don't think LA Knight expected this.
I mean, was he ready for this, Beth? Take a look.
Power placement right there with a clothesline. I mean, hopefully he knocks some sense in LA Knight.
Back to live action. Look at Breakker now. The brute strength of Breakker on display. I mean, this is a dog-faced gremlin mentality by Breakker. LA Knight seems a little bit shocked. I mean, you just talk about the frenetic energy coming off of Breakker. I mean, he is smooth.
He's just leaping off the screen right now. A lot of excitement in Bron Breakker, of course. This being a big debut for him, but he's just getting a dose of reality right now from the $1 million megastar, LA Knight.
I don't know, this is the first offense LA Knight's had this entire matchup. I wouldn't be smiling too much if I were him.
Oh, straight right hand by Knight, and again, Dunn, O'Reilly, Ciampa watching this match very closely because those three superstars along with LA Knight will compete in a 4-way match for the NXT Championship later on tonight.
Once again, I mean, LA Knight should be getting mentally prepared for one of the biggest opportunities of his career. But instead, he's wasting energy here by putting more on his plate. I'm just baffled by that.
Is he trying to carry the momentum over from his victory over Johnny Gargano?
I mean, look, when Knight is focused, he's fantastic. For all its purposes, the total package. I mean, take a look. He believes he's the total package, but I don't know if he should have taken on this challenge this close to the title match.
I'll take a look one more time. LA Knight. Bam! With that neck breaker. That's what LA Knight brings to the game.
It's just perfect execution. There's one thing coming out in a flurry at the beginning of a matchup and swarming your opponent. It's another thing to ride out that storm and then come back with some offense of your own. And Bron Breakker now is learning the hard way all about exactly how good you have to be here in NXT 2.0.
Knight trying to break the spirits of Breakker as Breakker trying to create a little separation, gets an elbow up at the last moment. LA Knight right back in. Breakker now showing some quickness, leaves his feet and just taking out Knight. Boom! Decleating Knight one more time.
Fantastic explosive energy here from Breakker.
Breakker looking for the belly-to-belly suplex center of the ring. I mean, there's a lot to like about Breakker.
Well, the guy is a supreme athlete. He's a former fullback for the NFL's Baltimore Ravens, of course, going up against 350-pound O-line monsters in that past life of his, and he's hoping to bring some of that strength and balance here to the NXT ring.
I don't think in the NFL anyone was throwing right hands like LA Knight.
I don't know about that. It gets a little rough at times.
Knight
You get a helmet in the NFL, though.
Oh! Knee right between the eyes, but Breakker right back to his feet.
LA Knight is in big trouble here.
Whoa! Wow. Look at the strength of Breakker. Holy cow! Oh my God! Power slam! Cover! That's a huge victory! What did we just see?
Bron Breakker!
Take all the shots at Bron Breakker you want. He has earned the right to get this opportunity by pinning Tommaso Ciampa in the War Games matchup. Take nothing away from Bron. Inexperienced, yes, but bloody good, absolutely.
A clean break between champion and challenger, and you can note Tommaso Ciampa's gear tonight certainly is a message of mind games with Bron Breakker. But look, up until now, Bron's shown no fear when it comes to Ciampa.
No, he did not. Is that, I don't know, is it a mind game? Is it a bluff?
No effect.
Absolutely not. That kick got him, though. Is that a mind game? Is it a bluff? I don't know. I can't see through any bluff when he says he has no fear. I can't see any fear in the eyes of Bron Breakker. Is that naivety, perhaps?
Well, right now, take a look at the champion. We're getting rolled up by the challenger. Breakker now has his hands on Ciampa, and look at the power on display that Bron Breakker possesses.
Breakker just has an inner calm and inner fortitude that most lack even after 10 years plus in this industry. And that explains his rapid ascent to the main event here in NXT.
Well, here is The NXT champion thinking about a few things as this championship match has begun. Of course, championship cannot change on a countout.
Don't blame Ciampa, taking a little breather there, going on to plan B. Perhaps plan A wasn't working as it
Well, that play didn't work either. Breakker just snatching up Ciampa one more time. And Breakker again letting Ciampa think about it.
Okay, we tried plan B, that didn't work. Here's the brilliance of being a veteran of experience. You don't have just a plan A and a plan B. You have 10 plans in your pocket, ready to go for the next one.
I understand all that, but look, when it comes to Bron Breakker, he has noted he made one mistake at Halloween Havoc declared. He's learned from those mistakes, and you can see early on, Bron Breakker didn't run out after the champion. He waited, he stayed calm, stayed cool, and stayed collected.
Very smooth of Bron Breakker, a certain level of maturity that is important. But listen, that one mistake that you mentioned, that is all that a man the caliber of Tommaso Ciampa needed to capitalize on, get the victory in the first match. That's the level you have to be at if you want to be NXT champion. I've seen that slip that Bron Breakker made in that first matchup when he was going for the Bulldog or whatever he was going for on that second rope. I have seen that slip 20 times. I assure you, Bron Breakker must have watched it about 1,000 times. Great athletes learn from mistakes.
Well, Ciampa able to turn things around. This is the veteran in Tommaso Ciampa who now is taking control of this matchup. Well, we talked about how important this matchup is. We've talked about how crazy it's been in the WWE and NXT here in 2022. This, what a main event for the first edition of NXT in the new year here at New Year's Eve.
What a show we have put on. Show of the year. If this is any indication of what we've got to expect for the next 12 months, it's going to be one hell of a year here in NXT.
Well, as highly anticipated as this matchup has been all on social media today and for the last several weeks, everyone also talking about Lesnar Lashley for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble. As right now, Ciampa not worried about the Rumble, worried about knocking the teeth out of Breakker's mouth.
Just serene calm etched all over the face of Tommaso Ciampa.
One more time.
Another look at this. Wrong, cute duck in the clothesline, but it wasn't enough.
And when was the last time you saw Ciampa throw a drop kick?
Yeah, pretty rare. You know that whatever Bron Breakker was prepping for, it certainly wasn't that. And here's the brilliance. He's got 20-plus years of experience to pull from. I guarantee you he's pulled a few drop kicks in his career, not for the last 5 maybe, but now bring that old stuff back.
Ciampa, who has won the NXT title twice, and is to note he has never been beaten for the NXT title, and for his career, only 2 men have actually held the title longer than Ciampa. One being, of course, Finn Balor, and a knee right under the jaw, rocking Breakker. And now Ciampa looking to lay it all on the line. Look at Ciampa again!
Where the hell is he pulling these moves from?
Ciampa has changed his game here tonight.
And Bron just isn't ready for it. Take another look at this. Brutality, as you would expect from Tommaso Ciampa. Knee to the jaw by this twisting corkscrew plancher to the outside. Didn't see that one coming, and neither did Bron Breakker.
Certainly did not, and look at Ciampa now, methodically dissecting the challenger. Ciampa said over and over again, this is his NXT. I mean, he's proven that.
Yeah, you can't really argue with that, but let's not forget that Bron threw Grayson Waller out of the locker room just 3 weeks ago, fast becoming a locker room leader himself. But let's face it, Ciampa has been here longer than anyone. He's done it all, and all roads have to go through him in NXT if you want to get to the top.
We talk a lot about Tommaso Ciampa's experience, and you can see that in this matchup, able to change his game, pull out plays he hasn't, to your point, used in maybe a number of years. Ciampa exposed. Breakker's inexperience in their first meeting. Is that the game plan again tonight?
It has to be, maybe with a twist here or there. Of course, in the first matchup, he pulled Bron into deep water. What was that? It was Bron's, what, 3rd match in his entire career, that first time they competed. Well, maybe about 6 or 7 at this point. He's a little more experienced, but there's still got to be aspects that can be exploited by Tommaso Ciampa. That inexperience is still...
Well, there's some sudden impact from Bron Breakker, but look, what we just witnessed, there's a flip side to Bron and the lack of experience that works in his favor.
I have to agree with that. Listen, Bron Breakker, he's as fresh as they come. He's a young stud in there. We can see that. Tommaso Ciampa, he has that veteran experience, but he also has a body that has gone through that veteran experience. I'm talking knee surgery, shoulder surgery, neck surgery that almost ended his career. And you know, the body of Bron Breakker can absorb a lot more punishment at this point, you would imagine, than that of Tommaso Ciampa.
Well-documented injury history for Tommaso Ciampa. Now Bron Breakker able to weather that early storm early on. And Breakker entering back. Whoa! You talk about sudden impact. How quickly can Bron Breakker just turn the complexion of the match?
Turn it on a dime like we just saw. It's not just the raw power, it's that explosive movement that he has, that midsection torque that he can pull off at any point in a matchup. People overlook that with a guy like Bron. They see the muscles, they see the raw power. There's a lot of movement going on.
Bron Breakker, you talk about muscles, power, men his size should not be going to the top rope. And again, Ciampa, the wily veteran, had everything scouted. And now you start to see Ciampa. Can he take advantage of mistakes made by the challenger?
There you go. That really is a rush of blood to the head from Bron Breakker. That little bit of inexperience. He had that great move, middle of the ring. But then got a little ahead of himself, a little too confident. And against a guy like Tommaso Ciampa, you cannot afford those small mistakes.
Ciampa can hear the NXT universe, but right now, Ciampa could be looking for a fairy tale ending to this matchup. Breakker, sensing what was happening, able to start to break, able to start to block, and is able to escape for at least a moment.
Smartly dropping the anchor there was Bron Breakker.
Whoa, spine buster!
Then again, you blink for a second, he's back on.
You gotta be kidding me! Into the cover up the standing moonsault. Do we have a new champion? And Ciampa just kicks out.
Look at that, 250-pound standing moonsault, no problem. Just
take a
crazy.
look. Take a look first. The power, boom! All the air being rushed out of the lungs and off the power, the agility, as you mentioned. Man, his size says, we talk about not doing it. This was the mistake in the first match. Breakker trying to leave his feet.
Having second thoughts, clearly, you know that's where he came across. It's taking too long, and again, mistake on the exact same move. That fear for the first time, perhaps, in the eyes of Bron Breakker, trying to overcome his demons, and it backfired.
And that little hesitation just opened the door for a knee with a little extra oomph from the champion.
It's right on the temple of Bron Breakker. That has knocked him silly.
Champion in the challenger back into the ring, and it's again eyeing up Breakker, and another vicious knee to the temple.
Wow. Tommaso Ciampa perhaps tasting his own blood, finding that extra gear.
Spear out of nowhere from Breakker. Both men down in this commercial-free main event for the NXT Championship, and you can just feel the sudden impact one more time from Bron Breakker.
Let's not forget, that was just seconds after that brutal knee to the temple on the outside.
NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa showing the wounds of war. Bron Breakker took a nasty landing off the top rope, has grabbed his knee a few times. We'll see if that comes into play as this matchup continues, as both challenger and champion back to their feet.
Now turning its way into a slugfest, and I've got to be honest with you, in a slugfest you have to back the bigger man, the powerhouse himself, Bron Breakker.
But again, Tommaso Ciampa's been in this position before. This is the deep waters that Ciampa has talked about all the way back to Halloween.
Tommaso Ciampa does not have any backwards gear. This is what makes him so good. Let me tell you, throwing a punch, it takes a lot out of you even when you throw it. You get blown up, you get tired quick. Tommaso Ciampa, more than anyone, does not tire in that ring.
Ciampa was looking for the knee, got caught with a Frankensteiner into the lower turnbuckle. Quickly, Breakker realizes into the cover. Do we have a new champion again? Ciampa able to kick out.
You mentioned that Ciampa a couple of times. That knee went smashing into that bottom row, and that can be incredibly nasty. Real whiplash on that. Not enough to put Ciampa away, but still, all the damage accumulating on the lower body of Tommaso Ciampa.
And this could be the final ride for Ciampa. Up and counter. Hold it on. No way. Ciampa Willow's bell to retain the NXT title. Ciampa was a half-second away. He can't believe it.
Well, this matchup just flipped. Somehow, Tommaso Ciampa getting out of that gorilla press, turning it into a DDT of his own.
And into a single leg crab. And remember the injured knee. The knee that Bron Breakker fell off the top rope, and it collided at the hardest part of the ring, where the steel meets wood.
Absolutely desperately reaching out for that rope. So close. There it is. Has to get out of this.
This is for the NXT Championship. Champion Ciampa, challenger Breakker. Everything on the line in this highly anticipated rematch, coming to you commercial-free here on NXT New Year's Evil. And what a clash this has been. Both men feeling the effects, and we keep talking about Halloween Havoc. This looks eerily familiar.
Oh, we've seen this once before. This signaled the end for Bron Breakker in that matchup at Halloween Havoc, and now Tommaso Ciampa knows the roadmap to beating the big powerhouse. Bron Breakker hits this again, and it has to be over.
And now, wait a minute. Breakker, holy heck, get out! Wait, you still connected?
Think so, just about.
Breakker just putting Ciampa through our desk.
Nothing else left standing. You know, Bron Breakker had to get out of that attempted DDT on the concrete.
Breakker
now in full control.
Come on, Ciampa, this is it. Championship on the line, and presence of mind by Ciampa.
So smart, perhaps that is the rookie error by Bron Breakker after he did everything right not to position Ciampa in the middle of the ring for the pinfall, allowing Ciampa to escape through the back door.
By his fingertips.
Yeah, but what is left in Tommaso Ciampa at this point? Very little, you have to assume, now clinging onto that bottom rope for dear life.
NXT, and again, Ciampa just holding on to your point, Wade. I mean, we talk about deep waters.
Smart from Tommaso Ciampa. He needs time to recover here. Get back in the ring, and you got a piranha waiting to bite your head off.
To that point. Oh! Whoa!
I'm going to tell you, there was nothing accidental about that. That slingshot in the middle rope into the groin.
Ciampa exposing his knee pad and bone right under the jaw. That could be the knockout blow.
He's digging as deep as he has to by any means necessary to beat Bron Breakker tonight. This is what it's going to take.
Ciampa said he was going to drag Breakker again into deep, deep water.
Oh, now he's in a world of trouble. Tommaso Ciampa doing
Fairy tale ending. And Tommaso Ciampa shoots the half to retain the NXT title.
No way.
Look of disbelief on the face of the champion. What else does Ciampa have to do? What's going through the champion's mind?
Okay, this has just got ludicrous. That was the end. Until it wasn't.
Ciampa now pulling out all the stops. We've seen Ciampa pull out a lot of new aerial moves here tonight. Ciampa again could be looking for that exclamation point. Breakker starting to fight and fought his way right through.
Breakker just able to hold on to that turnbuckle.
Breakker,
Bulldog! Nailed it!
Breakker with the Bulldog. The challenger to his feet. Blood is in the water here at New Year's Evil. Breakker sensing this could be his moment. Locking in the champion. Reclining back on Ciampa. NXT title on the line.
Struggling to get out in the worst way.
Ciampa has to tap. Breakker is the champion.
Here is your winner by submission and the new NXT champion, Bron Breakker.
You have to anticipate that people are going to be underhanded. Listen, right, he lost that He lost the championship in the first place in a triple threat match, wasn't pinned. We know that, but he was goaded into putting himself in that opportunity. That's what he's done right now. He's been goaded into putting the championship on the line with zero prep against possibly the most dangerous man in NXT. And you want to talk underhanded? We're talking about Imperium here. You don't think they can be underhanded at times? This isn't smart from Bron Breakker.
I can't disagree with the Imperium. You talk about Saturday, it was an exposed turnbuckle against Robert Roode that led to Bron Breakker coming up short, but he didn't come up short 24 hours ago on Raw. How big was the moment on Raw for Bron Breakker?
Listen, you're gaining the NXT Championship Raw after WrestleMania, most anticipated Raw of the year. Ooh, global audience of millions, washed away all that disappointment from losing at Stand and Deliver, got back on the horse, brought the championship home here to NXT. But now the problem is, he's suddenly become overconfident again, and he has everything to lose. That is a very dangerous place to be as a young champion.
Bron Breakker had to fly this morning all the way from Dallas to here to defend the championship.
How much sleep do you think he got?
Probably not that much, but you said overconfident. Bron Breakker will outwork anyone. Bron Breakker doesn't run from challenges. He's humble, he's hungry. That's what makes a champion.
That is what makes a champion. That is also how he lost the championship in the first place. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, you know what, earn your opportunity. You know what, let's take a back step for a while. Let's plan this for a month's time.
Bron Breakker's never felt anything like the chop he just felt against Ziggler, whether it's Raw, Stand and Deliver, pick any day of the week, is now he's starting to pick up and
kicking the head right off the shoulders of Bron Breakker with that size 60 boot.
Breakker might think he's back at the Hall of Fame. Feel this impact. Bam! And we talk about NXT Stand and Deliver WrestleMania Saturday. Gunther was victorious. He picked up a mega victory.
Yeah, had open warfare with the megastar LA Knight. Both men dropping their heaviest artillery in a gruesome battle at Stand and Deliver. Gunther proving his pedigree once again, if he indeed needed to, getting himself the W. No surprise to me that he's in tonight's main event after a performance like that, but how we got here blows my mind.
Commanding presence of Gunther and opposing challengers now. Breakker, the champion, just trying to power Gunther back into the corner. Look for Breakker. And think about this too. This is his third championship match in just as many days.
I've spoken time again already about how he's made mistakes, and this is another one. Listen, he has to be mentally and physically beat right now. Dolph Ziggler.
You gotta be kidding me. Look at the strength.
We know all about the explosive power of Bron Breakker, mind-blowing stuff. But listen, Ziggler pushed Bron to his limits on two separate occasions, two absolute wars. Bron's biggest problem is that he's put himself in this position tonight. He's the one who challenged Gunther. That is a great...
Whoa. And Gunther now trying to impose his will, trying to wear down Breakker. Nice counter by the champion. Champion back to his feet, and then a huge spear. And Breakker taking Gunther off his feet with ease. Something not many men can say they've done.
I've never seen Gunther treated like this so quickly into a match. Dominance is his middle name.
You gotta be kidding. There's no way.
Oh, when we talk about the war wounds from those battles over the past 3 days, may have some remaining issues. If he's grabbing a shoulder, a bicep, whatever it may be.
Referee checking on Breakker.
That's a panic look on the face of Bron Breakker. And it's about to get even worse. Show Gunther any form of weakness, he is all over you.
Well, again, Gunther knows he's got to get the champion back into the ring to become the NXT champion here tonight. Cannot win the title via countout, but Gunther destroying Breakker. Will Gunther win the title, or can Breakker retain his gold? We're back live on NXT, the NXT Championship being defended as Gunther has been taking it to the champion, Bron Breakker. And look, this is fact. Bron Breakker has never been in the ring with an opponent like Gunther.
Well, very true. In his short career, never faced anything like this. But not only is Bron Breakker perhaps physically outmatched tonight, here's the deal. Gunther is a ring general. Doesn't bend, doesn't crack. He's cold, he's efficient, but he knows how to draw emotions out of opponents because emotions are weaknesses. And you have a weakness, Gunther finds it very quickly.
Oh, and Gunther, no stranger to gold. Of course, at one time, held the NXT United Kingdom Championship for 870 days. He could be closing in on his first reign as NXT champion as Breakker trying to fight, gets caught, gets dropped.
And here's the problem when you're fighting Gunther. You block one attack, there's another one right behind.
Wait a minute. Whoa! Breakker able to answer back. And look, we talk about emotions. Gunther has his own mental hurdles with Fabian Eichner walking out on Imperium apparently earlier tonight.
Stop right now. Stop stirring. That is tabloid journalism at its worst. Gunther said Eichner will be okay. That's the end of the match. Stop sensationalizing things. Let Imperium deal with Imperium business.
You want to believe right now, we're in the middle of this NXT Championship clash. And take a look at Bron Breakker just running over Gunther. Gotta wonder where Bron Breakker's head is at, because Breakker, as we've talked about, the emotional, the physical toll that he has faced, that he has felt since Friday. Trying to hoist up Gunther, not able to do so. Oh, and Gunther right back to that injured left elbow, to that injured left shoulder, excuse me, trying to wear down Breakker. You take away Breakker's arm, he's not gonna have his strength.
Put it this way, after the last 4 nights, what part of Bron Breakker's body is not screaming in agony right now? He has been through the ringer, and it keeps getting worse. And right now, I suspect Bron Breakker is questioning every single decision he's made today.
Looking for the submission is Gunther. Gunther trying to snap that arm. Bron Breakker continuing to fight. Breakker will not back down. We've talked about it, will not quit.
That's his biggest problem.
What, you want him to quit and give up the championship?
Not right now. He should have quit before he even turned up at the arena today.
Look at Breakker, the heart of a champion. The determination of one as well. Trying to get feeling back into his left elbow, into his left shoulder, into his left arm. Can he hoist up Gunther?
Whoa.
Gunther just got tossed.
Yeah, nobody in the history of this sport has treated Gunther like that. This has come as a shock to the system of Gunther, even more so after the beating he's handed Breakker thus far.
Gunther in the sights of the champion. Breakker just got dropped with a drop kick. How big is Gunther just throwing drop kicks?
What was that?
Oh, no. Gunther powerbomb. This is how Gunther beat LA Knight Saturday and stand and deliver, but not tonight.
Somehow, some way, just enough left in the tank of Bron Breakker. I can't believe he's kicked out of this.
Yeah, I mean, how close? It's as close as it gets here at NXT.
That was a weak kick out.
But now Gunther looking for the splash. Gunther connects. Cover. And again, Breakker kicked out. How, where? How is Bron Breakker continuing to fight, continuing to persevere, continuing to push forward?
Must be running on instincts alone at this point.
Breakker's eyes aren't even open.
Even Gunther's questioning what does he do next.
But is this smart of Breakker? Breakker's out on his feet. That has to be it. Into the cover for Gunther. No! Again!
You get the sense that Breakker is just making things worse for himself right now. Watch this clubbing blow. Watch it hits. It hits the jaw. Clean on the jaw. And here's the deal. Bron Breakker has a long career ahead of himself.
But Breakker isn't moving. Everything Breakker has gone through, Gunther has had to pick him up. Gunther's had to drag him. He's had to move him around. Breakker is out on his feet. What must be going through Gunther's mind?
Can't even get to his feet, let alone be out on his feet right now. Gunther can't believe what he saw.
But the damage is done to Breakker. Breakker again using the injured shoulder to catch.
He's got that look in his eye.
Gunther out of midair.
How bad is this shoulder? We don't even get to find out. That's how bad.
Breakker's out on his feet. Gunther right now applying the pressure. Breakker trying to answer back, but with every chop, the second championship reign of Breakker starts to dwindle. The sands of time, are they running out on Breakker's second reign? Will his reign last less than 24 hours?
There you go, sleep time.
Gunther applying the pressure, trying to put down Breakker. Breakker starting to fade down to one knee. Breakker is fading. Referee is in great position.
Center of the ring, blood fading from the brain of Bron Breakker at this point. Way too far from the ropes.
Oh, Breakker able to create a little bit of separation. And now answered right back and again, running right over Gunther.
Stumbling down as he did it, though. Such is the lack of energy left in his body.
You gotta be kidding me. There's no way. No way! Breakker! Gunther! Planet! Breakker retains his title.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT champion, Bron Breakker.
Bate trying to shake off the goosebumps. Breakker focusing in as well. One of these superstars will have that sweet taste of victory. The other will have the agony of defeat. For two guys that feed off the energy of the fans, it's going to be a 50-50 split this entire night.
Yeah, what a great reception for Tyler Bate. We know Bron really is the hometown hero over here, but Tyler Bate, massive levels of respect thanks to what he's achieved over the past 6 years over in NXT UK. It really has been a very cordial issue between Bron and Tyler Bate over the past few weeks. Both accept that they are great competitors, massive amounts of respect, but they agree there should only be one. Who is the true champion?
Feeling out process between these two. And look, there's a lot of similarities between the two champions. Yes. There truly are.
100%. Look, both young men, one's 24, Bron, the other's 25, Tyler Bate.
Shoulders down.
Both won big championships very early in their careers. Both have had some growing pains at times, which has been to be expected, I guess, and both have lost their respective championships and won them back. It shows a level of improvement. The fact that they were capable of doing that shows a real champion, in my opinion, exercising the ghosts of the past. Both are powerhouses too. Don't be fooled by the diminutive size of Tyler Bate. The guy's got freak power.
Saw that power on display by Breakker. Now you're seeing the quickness from Tyler Bate. And you know, you bring up a great point. Both pulled on the power game, and looking for that home run right off the bat was Breakker. And now it's Bate. Looking for that Tyler Driver 97, countered, and again just overtaken by Breakker. Shoulders are down, center of the ring, and a kick out. You talk about the power game. How are they going to switch up strategies against one another? Backslide, shoulders down, another near fall.
Yeah, both are powerhouses, but make no mistake, as we've seen in the early goings here.
Wow.
Bron has the better of Bate when it comes to pure power. Where Bate is going to excel is his ability to morph from a powerhouse to a high flyer to a technician and back.
I've been trending #1 since the start. And that trend continuing now.
Bate is as well-rounded as they come. He's got that old-school British catch-can ability, and that is what might catch Bron by surprise. Bron really has to be on his toes tonight.
You know, we talk about the similarities is now, look at the takedown for Bate. This is that unique style of offense that Bate brings to any match that Bron has never seen before. So that brings up the stark differences between both champions.
Yeah, massive differences too. Bron essentially was born into this industry, a descendant of WWE Hall of Famer Rick Steiner, nephew, a big Papa Pump Scotty Steiner. Tyler Bate, though, he's in this industry on his own. He had to open every single door by himself, came up the most difficult way possible, but then, to be fair to Bron had pressure of expectation on his shoulder, thanks to who he is.
And take a look at Tyler Bate going up, going around. Little tip of the cap to Johnny Saint, and Bate right inside. Just baiting in. Breakker, shoulders down to unify the titles. Another kick out. And to think about this, as they both look at one another, you brought up the age. I mean, the WWE has such a bright future with superstars like Bate, superstars like Breakker, and every everyone's seen tonight here on Worlds Collide.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You look how young these two are. We're going to be watching these two for at least the next 15 or so years here under the WWE umbrella. We talk about their relative age being almost identical. Big difference in experience, though. Bron Breakker being at this industry really for a year or so, and what a year it's been. Tyler Bate, on the other hand, pulled himself up by his bootstraps. He's now a 10-year veteran in this industry, and he won't be intimidated by the size and rage of Bron Breakker. He's mixed it up with some big bad guys in the past, such as, of course, Gunther.
Oh, and speaking of big and bad, look at Breakker trying to use the strength, but a nice counter, looking for the submission. Keeping Breakker grounded is what Bate's doing. Mat wrestling at its finest, and for Bate, cut his teeth in progress wrestling. We talk about the journey here in WWE. Started when he was just 19 years old when he won the NXT UK title in the inaugural NXT UK Championship Tournament. And he, in his own words, has said, I have grown from a teenager to a man. But right now, he is in there with Bron Breakker.
Yeah, very, very different proposition. I promise you, across NXT UK, they had some brilliant competitors. Nothing quite like Bron Breakker, however.
Breakker letting Bate think about it for a moment. And that power, that speed, and now that athleticism on display once again. Off the moonsault, into the cover, and a kick out.
Talk about Tyler Bate being the high flyer in this matchup. Do not look away from Bron Breakker. He'll catch you by surprise. Always got some big stuff in his boots.
Breakker almost just shaking off that last chop. And look, there's a mutual respect between these two. This is about the spirit of competition, but this is also about doing something that's never been done, unifying both championships. When we talk about the hardships of Bate working for a hot dog and a handshake, not taking anything away from Bron Breakker, but has he faced those same sort of uphill battles that could help him in the later stages of this matchup?
Listen, Bron Breakker has had to dig deep against some of the absolute best that NXT has ever produced, including the likes of Ciampa. You can dig deep against Ciampa, you can dig deep against Dolph Ziggler and still put out victories. You can do it, in my opinion, against anybody.
Oh, nice takedown from Bate and Breakker now. He's on the ropes. Bate now trying to capitalize, charging back in, hits a dropkick, sends Breakker all the way to the outside.
And this is exactly what Tyler Bate needs to do. Hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. Keep Bron Breakker on the back foot.
With the weight of the United Kingdom on his shoulders, Bate takes to the air. Before Bate came to the ring, you saw him walk past the lineage of NXT UK Championships. He's feeling the pressure from his peers to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, real grimace on the face of Tyler Bate after this landing. Bron Breakker flushed, but took a lot out of himself in the process. That is the danger of such high-risk offense. Tyler Bate desperately trying to shake it up, but Bron Breakker now clearly in a world of trouble. Smells victory, does Tyler Bate.
Oh, look for a standing shooting star. Was able to get out of the way at the last moment. And now, here's where that speed comes in. And the power, the strength, the aggression of Breakker.
The absolute last thing you want staring at you if you're in the ring with Bron Breakker is Bron with that look in his eye.
We mentioned those NXT UK champions. Bron every day in the Performance Center walks by. Photos of Seth Rollins, of Big E, of Kevin Owens, the list goes on. He knows the lineage that he is here to represent.
Bron Breakker has been surrounded by WWE Hall of Famers since the day he was born. That's in his future one day. I'm sure that's his goal.
First Breakker laughing off and then crash and burn right here, and both men just bouncing almost at our feet.
Yeah, we talked about high risk from Tyler Bate a little earlier. Just goes to show Bron Breakker more than happy to put his own body on the line in pursuit of victory. That's how big this matchup is.
Speaking of that, Breakker was looking to take high risk, and right now Bate able to get right out in front of the NXT champion.
Yeah, in terms of this matchup, it is a death sentence for Tyler Bate's hopes of winning if he allows Bron Breakker to get any form of momentum going. He cannot be stopped. He's like a runaway train.
You know, some have questioned for Tyler Bate, his attitude. Would it hinder him at times because he is so calm, he is so cool, he is so collected. He certainly, though, has that reach inside and almost on cue. Follows it up, standing shooting star, center of the ring, cover, and Breakker kicks out.
You talk about the ease easy-going nature of Tyler Bate just when he puts a momentum offense together like that. Europe is a really easy-going continent.
Gotcha.
Another look at perfect timing, explosive energy from the extreme athleticism from Tyler Bate. Europe's an easy-going place. I'll tell you from my own career in the US is cutthroat. You cannot go with the flow over here. You have to direct that flow, otherwise it isn't going to go where you want. That's going to be an issue going forward for Tyler Bate, and certainly an issue now in this matchup.
Both men have heard the same thing. Wait a minute, inside cradle again, shoulders down, another near fall. They've heard the message from those in front of them. To be NXT champion, there's a certain passion that comes with it, and both these men minimize that. Bate caught Breakker to unify the gold, and another near fall. Oof.
Just goes to show how well scouted Tyler Bate has his opponent this evening. Going for that huge Hurricane Rana was Bron Breakker. And a powerbomb slam down, come crashing down, 260 pounds. What was it Finn Balor said? Do not underestimate this moment. Well, if either man walked to the ring underestimating anything, they know full well how big this moment really is. They are in the belly of the beast.
And for Gunther, he looked Bate right in the eyes and says, go out there and you can't lose. Tommaso Ciampa looked at Bron Breakker and said, just win. The message was clear. There's a certain responsibility that both these men have for the brands. Both these men have as champion. And it's sad to say, only one standing tall at the end of the night. Who will it be?
That's what this is all about, however. They want it this way. They want it to be for all the marbles. Bring on that pressure. That's what we're about.
Ooh. Looking for that exploder.
Panic in the eyes of Bron Breakker. Does not like being up there, being manhandled, and is now doing something about it.
Breakker in his own right, just trying anything he can, and finally creates that bit of separation.
Had to save himself in that situation. Now what's he got in store?
Talking about a tip of the cap to Johnny Saint. Tip of the cap to his dad, the Hall of Famer Rick Steiner. Will this be enough? And look at that, Breakker sends the kick out, transfers right into a powerbomb of his own. Sitting down, into the cover, hook of the leg, and another near fall. How wise of it was it for Bron Breakker to already have his hand positioned, knowing it would take that much more out of Tyler Bate. He felt the kick out, he knew it was coming. First there's the Bulldog, but take a look at the pinning predicament. The arm of Breakker right there was able to snatch, bam, and drop Bate in a moment's notice.
Breakker's got that dog-faced gremlin in him, hasn't he? Shades of his father, what pure genetics he has, built for competition.
We knew those in attendance would be split. What a main event. What a moment for these two. And Bate now trying to chop down Breakker.
I gotta tell you, this gets down and dirty, turns into a slugfest, turns into a brawl. I'm back in War, man. It has to be the NXT champion, Bron Breakker.
Little bop and Bate, didn't work. Breakker caught him going to the armbar, looking for the submission. Is Bate gonna tap out? Is Bate gonna quit? If Bate quits, he's no longer the champion. He quits on the brand. He quits on a whole lineage. He quits on everything he's built since he was 19 years old.
One tap out away from Bron Breakker, unifying the goal.
Roll through, shoulders down. Kick out, and look at Breakker holding on. And you think about all the hours that Bron Breakker has put in, for all the naysayers, for everyone that said he's just here because of his dad. He's shown you the work that he has put in time and time again, week after week, day after day.
This is what we see from Bron every single time he's here on NXT. You want to take that championship from me, you are in for the fight of your life, and doesn't Tyler Bate know it?
Breakker trying to hold down Bate, Bate trying to climb out, Bate now trying to navigate his way free, and Bate now, no way, trying to hoist up Breakker.
Big, strong boy.
Textbook Bate. Off the wheel, into the cover. Is it enough? And another near fall. And Bate now, right back to his feet, bouncing up, boom, connects! That's gotta be it. Powerful clothesline running through a brick wall, and Breakker just got that shoulder up.
Bron Breakker right now is all over the place. He's completely lost control, completely disoriented. You see him bouncing around the ring here. Tyler Bate in the ascendancy, just milliseconds away from retaining his championship and winning the NXT gold.
It's all about the NXT championships. This, a unification match. This indeed is awesome. This your main event of Worlds Collide. Now trending #1 in the United States since the start. I was looking for that Tyler Driver 97, couldn't connect, nice counter. Bate, again shoulders down, trying to kick out. Breakker, so much strength. Oh my God, are you serious?
How the hell do you do that?
Boy! Tyler Driver, 97 to unify and a kick out. That could have been the best opportunity for Bate. Take a look at the balance, the core strength, and then the big, strong boy on display.
Yeah, but hats off to Bron Breakker, knowing exactly what's on the line here. Wants that goal for himself. Doesn't want to let down his lineage. Needs to pull it out the bag here.
Let's call it what it is. You talk about Bron Breakker being born into this. Tyler Bate was born for this. He was born for this moment to unify the championship. One of the pillars of the UK, climbing tall, and Breakker. Playtime could be over. Bam!
Too big, too strong. Good night, Tyler Bate.
Oh! Presence of mind from Bate. Bron Breakker has dropped everyone with that power slam.
Yeah, that's game over. Bron Breakker hits that move. Everyone goes down, and you see the panic, perhaps the fear in the eyes of Bron Breakker. Where the hell do you go from here, Bron?
Well, we know where Breakker's headed. Trying to block out the noise as he's focused in now on Tyler Bate. And we could be moments away from unifying both championships. Somehow Bate is back to his feet. Oh! But for how much longer? Bate now. Bate connects!
Just when Bate looked like a sitting duck, turns it around in a heartbeat.
Looking for that Tyler Driver 97. Didn't connect. Bate turning around. Gets caught one more time. Up, down, turn around, into a cover. Is it enough? And no!
Almost stole it.
Looking for the boing, and boom! Oh my God, boom! Cover, count, and wheel. Breakker unifying the titles.
Here is your winner, and new unified NXT champion, Bron Breakker.
Well, you talk about going straight. Dragunov going right at McDonough. Well, Breakker wants to get him some of McDonough.
Want a piece of the action, want a piece of these champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man.
We're right back on top, and oh! It was this past Tuesday. McDonough thought he had the upper hand, outsmarting both these superstars. But right now, it seems getting the worst end of it is McDonough. But Dragunov now back in. I mean, why not just work together for a little bit, Book?
It seems like we both have a beef with McDonough, and we want to take it out on him. I get it, I understand it, but you gotta be smart in a matchup like this. Oh!
From behind McDonough, and now McDonough right on top of Breakker, on top of Dragunov, and this is what McDonough said he was going to do, Book. He was going to pit these two against one another, and he was going to systematically dissect not one, but both. And at the end of Halloween Havoc, we would be hearing and new NXT champion, JD McDonough.
Just being smart.
Float over off the snap suplex kick out.
I talked about it earlier, playing smarter, not harder. That's what McDonough is all about. This kid has a strategy tonight. Let's see if it's going to play out for him, and he walks out of here with that championship.
Well, McDonough said after NXT Heatwave, he knew exactly what Bron Breakker can do. Said Bron has a plan A, but doesn't have a B or a C.
Yeah, sometimes you might go to DEX, you know, whatever you got to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, Bron Breakker is a guy that has grown over this last 365 days. He was a kid when he walked in the door, but right now, like I say, Bron Breakker is a kid that's on a fast track. It's not a marathon, it's a sprint.
Nice Northern Light suplex with a bridge and a cover and a quick kick out by Dragunov. McDonough has come in here, and I think to the shock and awe of the NXT universe, has done exactly what he said he was going to do. Take it to both these superstars. He is sticking to his plan.
Something about this kid McDonough when I saw him last week, you know, he had that beautiful blue turquoise jacket on, looking very debonair. This kid right here, he could be the flavor of the month. Just got to get through this match tonight.
Of course, McDonough beat Tyler Bate for this opportunity. He was very upset that Dragunov stepped into the spotlight, forcing this triple threat matchup. And it's McDonough who cherishes the fact that he hurt Dragunov, that he beat down Dragunov, that he sidelined Dragunov. Cherishes it.
Look at McDonough. I mean, this kid is in great shape right now. His balance is on point.
Nice.
His timing is even better.
Into the
right
cover,
now,
into the cover, into the cover, and a kick out by Dragunov. Again, Breakker does not need to be factored in the decision to lose his title. And McDonough was 1 second, Booker. 1 second for being champ.
That's the one thing, Vic. That's the one thing about matchups like this. Never like going into them because you never know exactly what's going to happen. That's why you got to just go all out. Where is Breakker right now, man?
You see the pain etched on the face of Dragunov, but I'm glad you bring up Breakker, because McDonough has said about both these superstars, he has learned so much. He's learned how to destroy the other one. How much do you really learn about an opponent after just one match?
I mean, sometimes it's not about it's not about watching, having the one match. It's about studying those matches. It's about looking at everything your opponent does well. And right there, Bron Breakker just got caught.
Well, you asked where Breakker was. We just saw him for a moment. And McDonough, oh, nice kick. And now again, just trying to fight off everyone. Look at the innovative offense.
Beautiful. Wow.
McDonough, a surgeon inside the ring.
McDonough said he was coming in, and he was coming to win tonight. Kid has nothing but confidence on his side. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I was a betting man, I might be putting my money on this kid right here, JD McDonough.
Look, this is a terrifying triple threat matchup. And now looking for the devil inside. Looking for the devil inside is McDonough. Can he hit it? If he hits it, this one could be over. Dragunov, who has it scouted, trying to counter somehow, some way. And Breakker just drops everyone.
That was the shuggy ducky quack quack moment of this match right there, that double clothesline by Bron Breakker.
And Breakker now turning in to a human bulldozer. And taking a page out of his uncle and father's playbook.
Wow, did you see
Pure power.
See that right there? I mean, Bron Breakker just popped the hips. You don't see a over-the-head, belly-to-belly suplex like that normally. This kid right here, the dexterity of this kid, Bron Breakker, is unbelievable.
Breakker able to counter, and look at Dragunov. Swing and a miss. Gets caught. Goes for the ride.
Bad move.
And the scary power of Breakker on display in this matchup.
Look at him. Look at him.
Not only that, bam! Followed up with a second. And you mentioned the explosiveness of Bron Breakker with those hips. Is that what separates him from everyone else?
Let me tell you, that right there, that's in his DNA. It's in his blood. Uncle Scotty was the master at that right there. Beautiful, beautiful clothesline. Reminds me of that dog-faced, scribbling Rick Steiner.
Breakker never one to turn away a challenge.
Oh, wait a minute.
Behind McDonough, then trying to steal one was McDonough. JD rolling out of dodge.
Took a hard fall there.
They certainly did, but focusing back in on the action. JD.
Beautiful form there by Dragunov.
And Dragunov looking for a suplex of his own, trying to hoist up Breakker. Breakker trying to overpower and successfully does. But as I mentioned, Breakker never one to shy away from a challenge. Welcomes all competitions. Oh, walks of life.
Beautiful.
And he certainly has been against a lot of international foes as of late. And McDonough breaking up the kind of... Again, is this just strategy at this point?
Just took another bad spiel. McDonough just took another bad spiel right there. I don't know what it was.
Well, McDonough just laughing, smiling, almost frustrating Bron Breakker in the center of the ring. Picking his spots is McDonough, and you just saw the eyes of the champion. As I mentioned, those international foes, Bate, McDonough, unified the NXT and NXT United Kingdom Championships, but right now in there with Dragunov, and Dragunov has been waiting for this matchup, waiting to get a moment with Breakker inside the squared circle, and Dragunov now trying to counter. Breakker showcasing that strength, gets caught, and might get put to sleep.
Yes, indeed. Dragunov tried to drag Bron Breakker down to the ground. That didn't work. Bron took up and over, and look at right now. Dragunov is in total control. Dragunov in total control right now of Bron Breakker. Those big elbows to the back of the neck could be it.
Oh, speaking of the back of the neck, again McDonough. Oh, got caught! McDonough thought he was picking his spot. Instead, he walked right in, and now Dragunov could be trying to tie up McDonough.
Man, those elbows, look at those elbows right there.
Right in town. And if the referee stops the matchup, Dragunov will become champion, one after another. McDonough showcasing he still is in this matchup, got his hands up at the last moment.
McDonough right now is dazed and confused. If Dragunov could have just got a cover right there, he could have perhaps won this match.
And when it comes to Dragunov, I think we're starting to see it firsthand in the book. He's just a different breed of intensity.
Man, look at Dragunov right now. Dragunov is a guy that is thinking about one thing, and that's the goal. That's what you got to be thinking about in a matchup like this. You got to throw cards. You got to leave everything in you cannot phone it in tonight, man.
Main event at Halloween Havoc, still trending #1.
Wow.
And that knee found all of its mark, but now McDonough there to clean up. Looking for, again, the devil inside. Dragunov having it blocked once again, hoisting up McDonough. And for Dragunov, combination offense. And you take a look at a guy like Dragunov, who has taken a lot of punishment in this matchup. Look, he doesn't fear pain.
It's not that.
He welcomes it.
It's not that. It's adrenaline, man.
What's he doing?
It's the adrenaline.
What the hell's Dragunov thinking?
To another level. And right now, he knows winning that gold. Winning that North American Championship is a life changer, man. It's a game changer. When you walk in the room, the people go, hey, there goes the champ. That feels good.
Well, Dragunov now looking for the NXT title, and he had both challengers in his sights.
Coast to coast, baby. Coast to coast.
All three men down, all three men showcasing what this matchup has taken out of them in our main event for the NXT Championship here at Halloween Havoc. But somehow, Bron Breakker's the one who's almost to his feet first.
Well, it tells me Bron Breakker's training has been on point to get himself ready for a matchup like this. His cardio is definitely there, and right now the fight is still in Bron Breakker. Let's see if he can pull this thing off. Let's see if he can still walk out and steal the champ.
Dragunov, who hits with destructive intent, hits with purpose, but so does Breakker. And these two now are just cleaning each other's clocks, and you just see this slugfest breaking out. Oh, and McDonough the cheerleader. Take a look at this, playing right into the Irish Ace's hand.
It's smart, it's smart. I said this kid McDonough came in with a plan. Let's see if it worked out.
Look, you said a plan, you said smart. That plan, time might have expired on that plan for McDonough.
Oh, wow.
Turns around,
Oh, wow. McDonough got caught up in the lights.
Between us! You understand? Look, I don't mean to be rude. I don't think this was part of McDonough's plan.
You know what? I don't think so either.
Hands up, JD. Get your hands up. tossed out. It's McDonough, and I'm taking a look. McDonough's chest bright red, and we're back down to 2. And neither of these superstars would have it any other way.
Here we go. Here we go. There's a fight coming.
As I mentioned, it was Dragunov who had to relinquish the NXT United Kingdom title this summer due to a severe ankle injury. This is his first chance at redemption, first chance to get back the gold, and right now he is wearing down Breakker. Could we be on the verge of Dragunov becoming the NXT champion?
Tell you, those elbows, those mean elbows right behind the ear can knock the equilibrium out. And right now, Bron Breakker is on Dream Street.
Certainly
Here
is.
we go. Oh,
Breakker still hasn't fallen off his feet, and then Breakker answers back.
Big clothesline by Bron Breakker.
And Breakker showcasing that raw power.
Wow. McDonough right at the last
Dropping the champion, and once again, all 3 men down. NXT Universe on their feet. What a night it has been. Halloween Havoc. This, the NXT Championship matchup. And here could have been a turning moment in the matchup. Bam! McDonough dropping Breakker, who dropped Dragunov, and now it's McDonough who's in the driver's seat of this main event.
Oh, I said it, man. This kid right here, McDonough, is a different type of breed. And if you find yourself in his crosshairs, he's gonna make that shot. He's gonna pull the trigger, but right now, Bron Breakker is trying to finish this thing.
Well, Breakker, gotta keep eyes in the back of your head. Dragunov now trying to peel Breakker away. Breakker able to create some separation, and now Breakker could be looking for that Frankensteiner into a powerbomb.
Wow.
You ever see that, book?
Never.
Have you ever seen that?
Never.
Heads-up offense, really, by Dragunov to have the presence of mind to catch McDonough.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome.
This indeed is, but this, the main event of Halloween Havoc, as we've stated, for the NXT Championship. Bron Breakker does not need to be factored in the decision to lose his championship, and right now, it might be more about will than skill.
No, right now it's breaking down, Vic. It's going to come down to who wants it the most right here tonight at Halloween Havoc.
They dropped Dragunov, and now they're looking to drop one another. And there's that unbridled rage from Dragunov, boiling out of his body.
Wow. Oh. Big chops by Dragunov. Big senton.
Oh, crash and burn. And I don't know if Breakker might have been looking for that spear in the moment, but both men to the outside.
Going for it, but the timing of it was not right. The spacing of Dragunov, he just wasn't in the right spot for Breakker.
Again, no count out, no disqualification, pinfall submission, center of the ring. And Dragunov now had his hands on Breakker. McDonough, though, drops Dragunov.
McDonough right now is taking advantage of this situation. And what a situation it is, man.
And somehow, some way, Book, who's the man standing?
No, the thing is, the last one breathing right now, the last one breathing is J.D. McDonough.
McDonough getting the champion back into the ring, and you can see McDonough feeling the effects of this triple threat match. Feeling the effects of the power from Breakker, the power from Dragunov as he pulls himself to the top, but a little bit too much time. And Breakker's been in these deep waters before. Breakker swam with the Sharks, and right now Breakker looking to stand tall.
Yeah, let me tell you, triple threat matches, you just got to be in the right place at the right time.
And look at Dragunov chopping the knees of Breakker.
A lot of fluid motion right there in this matchup.
Dragunov carrying out Breakker, and
oh, he lands it.
Cover, count, title, kick out.
Not enough to stop.
Oh, that could be a knockout. That's a cover, and that's another fall. 450.
Oh,
Is this gonna be it?
That gotta be it. That what? You gotta be kidding me, man.
Heads up for another cover, another count, and another near fall.
What a match. What a match. This kid McDonough is bringing the noise. I'm gonna tell you right now, this kid has all the tools.
Cover, another count, it isn't enough, and another kick out by Breakker.
Let me tell you something. J.D. McDonough just went into my fave 5. I'm telling you, man, this kid is something else.
It was Dragunov looking for the knockout, not to be outdone. Right spot, right time for McDonough. Another near fall. McDonough then showcasing power and strength, dropping with a brain buster into the cover, but again, not enough to keep Bron Breakker down.
McDonough did everything right there. He did everything. He should be champion right now, but that's just the toughness of a man by the name of Bron Breakker.
You talk about toughness, how about just pure relentlessness out of McDonough? Strike after strike, and again, looking for the devil inside. But the ribs, the back, everything taken out of McDonough into this moment. Say what you will, but you can't question the heart and the dedication of any of these three superstars. And Dragunov with one, holding on. Could be looking for two, trying to pull himself up along with McDonough. Boom!
Kidding me. McDonough had this thing won, and right now Dragunov says, not just yet.
Could be looking for the trifecta. Dragunov trying to pull McDonough up. Breakker.
Oh, no. No way.
Oh,
no
yes.
way. No way. Wow. What the hell?
To the top goes the champion. Tip of the cap to his father, a dog-faced, gremlin-sized bulldog. And now Bron looking to break Dragunov.
Yes, I would not want to be Dragunov right now because something's about to happen.
Up and down. There he goes. McDonough, though. McDonough tosses up Breakker. He's going to steal it. No. Oh, kick it out.
Man, that was a great strategy by McDonough again. He should have had it won right there. The toughness of Dragunov to kick out these three men. What a matchup. What a night. What a fight.
What must be going through the mind of McDonough? That might have been McDonough's best opportunity. Book, you've been in these matches. You've known when you've had your best shot, your best opportunity.
You know, but a situation like this, McDonough just needs to keep it together, man. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And this is that moment for McDonough. These are the deep waters Breakker's been in. And Breakker just threw McDonough out of the ring. And now setting his sights on Dragunov.
You gotta move, man. Wow, beautiful.
Counter. Dragunov now. Feeding off the energy of the NXT universe. What goes up? Big senton.
Cover it, man. Cover it. What are you thinking, man?
Think about your son at home. Think about dreams coming true. Pick your spot. Point out your mark. Torpedo Moscow. Dragunov.
That could be it. We're going home. That's it.
For the title. You gotta be kidding me. McDonough caught the ref's hand. That was gonna be 3.
What a genius move by J.D. McDonough. Wow.
Look at McDonough. Look at Dragunov. The stare, the glare. These two now gonna swing it out.
Yes, indeed. This is a Donnybrook right here. It's a fight, and I'm gonna tell you.
Dragunov had the title won.
I'm gonna tell you.
If it wasn't for McDonough.
Let me tell you, McDonough right now, even though he looks down right now, like I say, this kid has an ace up his sleeve. I got my money on McDonough here in this match tonight to walk away NXT champion.
That's why they call him the Irish Ace, because he's always looking. He's always thinking. He's always scheming. McDonough Again!
Wow! You got to be, didn't I tell you?
You did! NXT Universe on their feet. But what's going through the mind of McDonough?
Let me tell you something.
Look, McDonough's done this before. McDonough said, Book, he wanted to end the career of Dragunov. He wanted to put Dragunov back on the shelf, and that might be going through his mind right now in this moment. This ain't about a damn title for McDonough. This is about taking a man's career.
Something special
Come
about
on.
this kid. There's something special about this kid, J.D. McDonough. It's about going out here, and who cares about the fans? But
This is his career.
This is winning.
Hold up, Book! Laying it all on the line. Dragunov sensing it. I don't know. What the hell's it going to take?
McDonough caught the back of his head on the table there. He could be out. Right now, Dragunov
Saw McDonough moving just a little bit, but to your point, I don't know if McDonough's going to have enough to get back into this matchup, but I've counted McDonough out here tonight already. I've been proven wrong, but I want to focus on the task at hand. Look at these two gladiators. Look at these two warriors.
There you go. Dragunov say, bring it, man. Bring it. And here comes Bron Breakker.
Get him up. Hands up, guys.
These two turning this in to a slugfest. NXT Universe is on their feet. What a main event this has been for Halloween Havoc. Just as terrifying as we thought it would be. And Dragunov leasing the tank. Breakker fighting back. What's it gonna take? Book, what's it gonna take? German suplex.
This kid Dragunov, he's got some momentum going right now. Bron Breakker looked like he's in a little bit of trouble. Did you see the eyes? Did you see the eyes on Bron Breakker? Right now, he's on that street called Dream.
And this could be the moment. Dragunov calling for it, setting his sight.
Oh, shucky ducky quack quack moment.
Cover! Breakker overcomes the odds again.
Wow! Here is your winner, and still the NXT champion, Bron Breakker!
And now Waller finds himself locked in a cage
Lock it up, Vic.
with the NXT champion. And now look at Waller running. And again, Waller can't win the title by climbing over the top rope. All he's trying to do is get away. He's scared, Book.
You know what?
He is scared of Bron Breakker.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that about this kid.
What was he doing then running away, Book?
Look, sometimes that's what you got to do in a fight. You got to do what you got to do to stay in the fight. And right now, that's what this kid, Grayson Waller, is doing. Look at it right now, right back in the game. That was a strategy, Vic.
Well, we'll see how that strategy works out throughout the matchup, but I do want to get a legitimate answer out of you, Book. How does one prepare for a cage match as we are finally officially underway in this NXT Championship matchup?
Come on, man. This is where you know, go into that self-interrogation mode.
Uh-oh, look at this.
Whoa,
Oh, and a little Steiner line from Bron Breakker tonight.
Start asking yourself those questions. Am I ready to do this? Oh, yes, I'm ready.
The dogs are out in full effect here in Charlotte, and just like that, Breakker can change the complexion of a matchup. He's got the speed, he's got the power, and now looking to even showcase more of an impact here inside this steel cage, making Waller think about it. And while he holds Waller, Bron Breakker, I'm sure, is smiling deep down inside.
I'll tell you something. Watching it at home is one thing, but the quickness and the explosiveness of this man right here, Bron Breakker, is unbelievable.
Nice moonsault, didn't get all of it, certainly got enough of it, but we do have to bring this, still got to bring this up. Before we do that, here's the speed, here's the power that make Bron Breakker champion here in NXT. But Bron has never defended the title under these circumstances before. This is new ground for Bron Breakker, so to speak.
Vic, this is what champions shine under the bright lights of
what a right
of
hand.
people, because that's what they want. They want that moment. We're on the road to WrestleMania,
We are,
dog.
but after that right hand, Waller realized it didn't even phase Breakker. A second one just stunned the NXT champion. And Waller right in, Waller right around, and planted with a DDT. Breakker cover the count. Champion stunned, but able to kick out in one.
I'll tell you something. When you hit Bron Breakker with a shot, you want to follow up, and you want to follow up quick, just like this, right here, with that inverted DDT. Beautiful.
Waller now measuring the champion. And funny how Waller now decides to mock Bron Breakker. It didn't look like he was
like a chihuahua, you know what I mean, more than a pit bull, you know, a boxer or something like that.
Waller has called the champion out for having empty threats, but somehow, some ways, had an uncanny ability to stay ahead of Breakker 1 step, 2 steps for weeks, as he's a step ahead of Breakker here again, into the cover, and another kick out at 1 by Bron Breakker, and now look at Waller.
Grayson Waller is looking for one of those viral moments here tonight in this matchup. That's one thing that worried me about this kid, Grayson Waller. Another guy, Dolph Ziggler, a guy that wanted to steal the show. I wonder where his career could have been if he didn't think that way. It's the same thing I think
Dolph
about.
Ziggler won world titles.
Yes, but
Dolph Ziggler won Money in the Bank.
He could have won several. He could have won many, many more. That's what I'm talking about.
So you truly think Waller's too focused on those viral moments, that outside stuff?
Exactly what I'm talking about. That's the one thing that could hinder this kid. Could literally put him in that mode where everything could just go haywire. Here we go.
Got caught, and now a belly to belly from Bron.
I thought he was going over the top there for a second.
Well, it was a nice job by Waller, almost shifting his weight a little bit, making Bron Breakker have to shift game plans. As now Breakker again picking up some speed, and this time catch it and drop it.
Shades of that dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner right there. I've seen that move before. I've felt that move before right there.
Bron Breakker approaching 370 days as NXT champion across 2 different reigns with a bulldog. Only 2 men, Book, have spent more time as champion in NXT than Bron Breakker. Shows you how special Bron Breakker is. And I think Bron just said, it's time to wrap up.
Textbook right there, that bulldog off the top right there, Vic. Textbook.
There's nowhere to go, Grayson. You're in a steel cage. And, oh, no! The champion, head and shoulder first, now Waller. Into the cover quickly, they become champion, and a kick out by Breakker. But Waller again, 1 step ahead, and I ask you this, bam! Did he bait the champion in?
I think he did. Bron fell for it right there. That was the old bait and switch. Pulled it off perfectly, too.
And look, Grayson Waller's gonna have no problem hook or crook. He will steal this championship. He will do whatever it takes to become champion here tonight. He's got no problem cutting corners. Does Grayson Waller. And Waller now measuring Bron, and again, Bron we saw the speed of Bron Breakker in this matchup, saw the power of Bron Breakker. Did you see the force in which he hit that steel cage? Did you see that? Bron's on Dream Street right now.
Bron Breakker, like I said, you know, some might want him to turn it down, and I want him to pump it up.
Oh!
That was the wrong time to pump it up, because right now Grayson Waller is in total control of this
again,
matchup.
Waller realizing it, in the cover, another hook of the leg, and another kick out by the champion. And look, this steel cage rips flesh. It will bruise egos. A tremendous toll is going to be taken on both these superstars here tonight. But look at Waller right now with pinpoint precision, going right at Bron Breakker.
Talking about egos, Vic. I'm going to tell you right now, if Grayson Waller wins this match tonight, can you imagine how big this guy's head is going to be just like that? Oh, my God.
Think about how we started this matchup. He brought this golden shoe out here. He was already had champagne.
Don't forget about the ladies. Don't forget about the ladies,
That's
man.
what you're thinking about. I'm thinking about the matchup right now. Now it's Waller looking to fly. Oh! Again, tasting that steel is Breakker. And when steel meets flesh, steel is undefeated. And one more time now, Waller with the champion in his sights. And Breakker trying to hoist up Waller. And right to the eyes, and again, as we mentioned, Waller not going to be afraid to cut any corners in this match. And I just looked up from my monitor here from the table. The welts are starting to form on the back. Boom!
Wow!
And that certainly was unpretty, but will it be pretty enough to bring home the gold? And Breakker again, able to get that left shoulder up.
Beautiful move right there. Just rode Bron Breakker like a surfboard to the mat. Wow!
Take another look at the innovative offense by the challenger.
Oh, wow. What do we call that?
Match.
What do we call that, Vic?
You can call it whatever you want.
Surfboard.
Call it what?
Surfboard.
Yeah, I'll let you write that one down. You can use it every single week, because Grayson Waller right now could be cruising, could be surfing to the NXT Championship. As you start to hear the NXT universe here in Charlotte.
Like I said, this kid is very, very capable. He's crafty. He's one of those guys that you may think you got one up on him, and he turns it around just like that. That's Grayson Waller.
Well, there you see Breakker almost trying to get back to his feet to get back into it somehow, some way, but Waller able to fend him off one more time. And again, it's important to remember, and wait a minute, Breakker charging in, a little Frankensteiner this time. Is that going to be enough? Breakker, the champion, into the cover, the count, and Waller again got that left shoulder up.
Talking about pulling out all the stops right there. Bron Breakker went up top right there with that Frankensteiner, a little different. Added a little salt to the little Cholula green on that right there, baby.
Oh, that adrenaline pumping right now in Bron Breakker as he's slowing things down yet again. It's important to remember, too, the last time these two were in a cage together, they were teammates, representing a new era, and how times have changed, because the winner tonight, let's not forget, leads this brand into Los Angeles, leads this brand into WrestleMania Saturday at Stand and Deliver, and that's the knockout blow possibly. But Waller realizing he needs to fly. He needs that exclamation point off the top. Pinpoint precision.
Right to the
heart. The cover for the title, and Breakker again.
Wow.
Again, defiant as champion.
Tell you something, you see this guy, Grayson Waller, you think he's out of the game. He's playing possum, Vic. He's playing possum. Check that out right there.
First it was the knee rock Breakker, and then to add to it, Grayson Waller with some air time, a little bit higher than a lot of Hornets have gotten here in the Spectrum Center. Delivers that elbow, but Bron Breakker able to kick out.
You just had to go there, didn't you?
What?
Just had to go there.
Go what?
All right, keep it going, keep it going. Right now, this man right here, Bron Breakker, he's a certain pedigree. He has fight all over his DNA.
Wait a minute.
So he's not gonna quit.
What's going on? What the hell, man? It's all legal.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
I thought Grayson Waller wanted to win this. We heard Grayson Waller talk about wanting to.
Grayson Waller wants to punish Bron Breakker. This is about showing Bron Breakker. It's not about being all Bron, okay? It's about being all brain sometimes. And that's what Grayson Waller is here tonight, Vic, at Vengeance Day. He wants this championship. He wants to go home tonight and do NXT champ.
All Grayson Waller cares about is himself. He doesn't care about this brand.
What are you supposed to think about?
He's not the one like Bron Breakker who's taking this brand all around the country. Look at Bron Breakker. That's a champion. That's a champion we can be proud of, not Grayson Waller, who only thinks about himself, and we could be closing in on the Waller era.
I'm not saying that I'm not proud of Bron Breakker. Of course I'm proud of him. But this business is about going out there and winning.
And Bron, we talk about the defiant champion who's put this brand on his back since day one. Overcoming, overpowering. And Waller just realizing, and again Waller trying to run to create some distance, to create some separation, but Bron Breakker gonna have none of that.
Let me tell you something.
Breakker returning the favor.
Look in the eyes of Bron Breakker, says, I'm tired of playing from this point on. No jiving, no playing around. I'm gonna finish this.
And Breakker now, how sweet it must feel after all these weeks for Bron.
Wow! Wow!
Pinballing Waller around. Just take a look at the pure power on display by Bron Breakker. Think about everything Breakker has overcome in this match, as now his eyes are set on Waller. Charging in, and Waller is able to outsmart Breakker for the moment. A low blow.
To the crown jewels.
And we said he would not be afraid to cut corners. A stunner to boot
it's legal,
into
Vic.
the damn
it's legal.
cover.
What are you talking about?
Breakker kicked out.
It's legal. Wow. Wow.
Unreal. Somehow, Bron Breakker was able to kick out. And you take a look at Charlotte right now. You take a look at the NXT Championship for both these superstars. This match, a defining moment. And when a defining moment comes along, you either define that moment or that moment's gonna define you. This is about the NXT title. Champion, challenger, Breakker, Waller.
That's what I love about those moments, Vic. They can be there, they can be gone just like that.
Hold on for this.
Did you hear what Waller said? What is going through Waller's mind? Book, you talked about those viral moments, taking his eyes off the ball.
I think I know, Vic. I think I know what this is. This is that.
What does he care more about,
That
Book?
viral moment, Vic. Giving it to the people. Social media.
Well, here's your viral moment. There's nowhere for Waller to go, nowhere for him to run. He can't get out of the cage. You can't win the title, Grayson. You can't win the gold. You got to do it in the ring.
You know what, Vic? I think he's going to get a viral moment.
He's going to get a viral moment.
He's going to get that viral moment.
Suplex! Then you hear the barks.
Vic, that superplex looked like it knocked all the wind right out of Grayson Waller's body.
But you hear NXT to Bron Breakker. This is what Breakker wanted. This is the moment Bron's been waiting for. But go for the cover. Bron has it. Look.
It's bigger than that, Vic. It's bigger than you and I would ever know,
Waller
Vic.
can't even get to his feet.
Vic, it's bigger than that.
Waller can't
Trust
stand
me.
up.
This is personal at this point.
Look at me! Look at me! You want to talk trash now? Huh? You want to talk trash on social media to me now? Huh? This is my dog pound. I run NXT.
Waller defiant in the end. As bam! He just gets destroyed by Bron Breakker, who retains his title.
Here is your winner, and still the NXT champion, Bron Breakker.